Hello everyone, this is Natalia Koval and
I'm Ksenia Droben, and we are international matchmakers.
the best in the industry, Ksenia in Germany, and I'm in Kyiv, Ukraine.
And now we are in New York on the conference, Global Love Conference, and we are very proud to meet and talk about what is happening in Ukrainian dating right now. Because the question I constantly get, and Natalia, she lives in Kyiv right now,
Yep.
She can answer this question. What is going on now? Is it possible to meet Ukrainian women now?
Yeah, absolutely possible. Well, first of all, the Global Love Institute is 20 years old, and we've been with the Global Love Institute to learn the best matchmaking practices, the best tools to help our clients, men and women, meet each other. And Ukrainian women now are spread all over the world. And this is a unique case when women aren't so much focused on their work, but
They have more time. It's very important because they just learn the language, and most of them don't work right now, being refugees.
they actually do.
Not many of them. In Germany, not many of them. And in Poland, maybe.
I see different situations. For example, in France, some of them, my women clients are pretty much occupied. They get some jobs related to their careers. They get some volunteer jobs. They get financial support from the European Union. Europe is helping them great. So they aren't needy. They don't want to be rescued.
Yes, it's very important. They don't have to be rescued. So if you want to meet Ukrainian women right now, it's not about you rescue them from the difficult situation, because they are very well supported by the government.
So they are not looking for somebody to give them a better life. They already have a decent life.
Not they would like to have,
Yes.
but it's secure. So most important, secure life.
Yes. So some of them aren't interested in dating because they don't feel strong enough. They feel they are in a weak position, being, not having the life they want, not being feeling comfortable, and not having enough personal space because they live in a family with somebody and they can't do video dates. So this is inconvenient. But they are not in Ukraine, they are in Europe. Many of them are in Germany.
So it's very simple to meet them right now, because first they have accommodation, second they have money to live. So it means you can meet somebody for coffee, but you are not responsible what is going on tomorrow. You don't have to rescue, you don't have to invite, you don't have to pay for travel costs, travel expenses,
exactly.
because they are in Europe now. But there is one sometimes quite tricky problem. They are not always in mood. Because if this situation, you left your home, not because it wasn't their decision, they left their home, left their family in Ukraine, and have to stay very secure place for them and for their children, and something like meet somebody, date somebody, it's like betrayal. It's something like doing something wrong, because it's not appropriate.
But you can do very well by showing respect to that, by showing understanding and support.
Yes.
Emotional support. And say, for example, the easiest thing you can do is bring flowers on a date. If we set you up with a wonderful woman and you come to see her first time and you know that Ksenia has set you up, or me, definitely come with flowers, the odd number, never even, because even goes to funerals. Bring odd number of whatever flowers you like and show her a good time. Give her a good time. Talk about good things. Talk about good perspectives. Talk about family, children, relationships, fun, things you like to do. Take her on an amusement park, or maybe an escape room.
Just for coffee.
Later,
just for coffee. But it's very important, because we are in the last year we all are in very unusual situation, and many men think that supporting Ukrainian women and to talk to them about the war, showing them videos, going on demos and so on, it's not the right thing, because these women, they have a lot of relatives, a lot of friends to talk about the war.
And some of them have lost their friends or relatives,
Yes.
or very dear people. So be very careful on talking about the war.
Yes, so it means support is the question, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Do you need any support?
She will not ask.
She will not ask. It's very important.
A good girl. Good girl will never ask you. Yeah. My brother is fighting. He needs like a $1,000 like costume or something like a gear or boots or whatever. She will, because it's wrong. You know, we believe that if you want to help, you say, let's do it together, something like that. So be very delicate about this matter, okay? First, express your attitude that you support Ukraine, that you admire the strength and power of Ukrainian people fighting for their freedom, the independence war we're having right now. And just watch what happens and ask her, first find out what's going on. Like if all her relatives are alive, if people are okay, what's going on, and then do not promise anything. Do not overestimate the situation. Just watch and observe, and then see what happens.
Yeah, because some situation I was the observer of, it's something like men thought women are really in a weak situation right now because they have to move from Ukraine to European countries, and it was something like, oh, you know, these poor girls, I can use them because they have no choice. And it's very it's very important because pride is still there.
Yeah.
So it's part of mentality, and being in such unusual situation where most women, they don't earn their own money, but they depend on their money from the government. It brings them in situation of being insecure.
Yeah.
So it means this equation, I'll always repeat it. How can I help you? Do you need any support? Do you want to talk about your stuff? You know, what do you want? Maybe this is a question, what do you want?
You know, the best what you can do is actually more good fun, good communication, attention to her feelings, to what is going on in her life now.
Yeah, point of now and not future, not the past.
Yeah. Now, make sure after the date she comes home and you either take her home or send her with a taxi. Make sure you are having a good time and you are paying attention to her personality, her life goals, her dreams, her aspirations, and just let her feel happiness.
Relax. So it should be this nice feeling of feeling relaxed, secure, and not pushing anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even now we had the situation where men meeting women who are in Europe now were pushed them something like, oh, you know, let's decide, you know, you have nothing to do, you know, let's do something. But despite the situation that women are not on purpose in Europe, it still should be proper dating.
Yeah.
It should be proper dating, slow dating. So I like this impression, slow dating. So you are not in hurry, she is not in hurry. So it's amazing situation to use this moment. Women are in Europe and they don't need any financial support from you, just flowers, being nice.
Romance, good feelings, good emotions, good things going on between you, like paying attention.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say is Ksenia is doing amazing parties now, and more women attend her offline events.
Yeah.
And this is a unique opportunity for you to join any of her events, to meet those women, because now women are bored. They don't want to be rescued on one hand. They have either jobs or taking care of kids or something going on, and they come to Ksenia's event, and my female clients are going to Ksenia's event. And they want to see people that aren't affected by war, that aren't having that like black cloud on their heads of losing close people or something. So they want a life. So by attending Ksenia's event, You're going to see targeted candidates that are interested in creating family. Don't talk about sex with them. God
Yes,
forbid.
very important. Because in our culture, I'm Russian and Natasha is Ukrainian, but still in our culture, sex is the thing we speak with our close people.
That's a very private matter.
Yeah,
Gosh,
absolutely.
they will never share with us they had sex with you.
They do.
Girls don't, guys do.
Sometimes they do.
But if a girl tells me she's very open and usually says, "Oh no, we didn't do anything," and the guy says, "Yeah, we nailed it," but it's okay, So they're very private about it. And if you are making sexual jokes or hinting about sex or even like touching her, like looking, she's gonna dump you.
So there a very big problem with some men, especially with Western European men, where sex is absolutely other issue, where sex is part of the culture. They say something, we are adult people. We are adult already, so why should we wait for this moment? Let's check. It's not.
Take her on a ride, take him on a ride.
Like shoes,
Wow.
like trying shoes. Let's check if we fit together. It's exactly what I mean with slow dating.
That is a very vulnerable matter.
Absolutely.
Ukrainian,
But it's so interesting.
Ukrainian women are actually a scientifically proven fact.
Okay.
Italian female organization was doing a test.
Okay.
It was pure science on European before the war, actually.
Okay.
Like, what's the sexiest nation in Europe? So they were Ukrainian women, because they want the biggest amount of sex. They are the most romantic. They are the deepest thinking, but they don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
they do it.
They know how to do it.
They enjoy it.
They know how to enjoy it.
Yeah, they have fun with it, and they require it.
Yeah, and
Big deal.
And it's interesting. Again, it's part of our mentality. It doesn't matter what's happening in the family.
Yeah.
For us, for our mentality, for women, it's very important to please the man.
And keep it private as much as you can. Not talking about any, even to mom or whoever
No,
else.
I mean generally, because sex is really part of relationship.
Yeah.
If you have a good relationship, it's more likely you have good trustworthy sex. But it's really so very important thing to please the man. So it means being dressed, let's say,
Well-dressed.
attractive.
Smell
for men.
good.
Smell good and high heels, and even in New York, we are in New York right now, in one of the biggest cities in the world. I didn't see any women wearing heels besides
With us.
but us, we can show ours. Yeah, but us. It's really so, in our mentality, it's very important how men feel in relationships. So that's why a lot of things women do, it's about to please the man and to be good housewife, good wife, good mother.
Caregiver,
Good lover. So it's really a point to men.
But if you are talking about it, if you're mentioning that he's important for you, she's thinking something's wrong with him.
Yeah,
It's an issue.
Yeah.
Why is he talking about it? We are doing it.
Yes.
And one more thing I want to address is do not talk about money. And do not make any comments like, "Oh my God, this is so expensive."
Yeah. It's
That's
true,
a tip,
true.
story number one to kill a date and for her not to be willing to sue you again.
Yes, because you might just mention this, not lack of money, but everything is really getting more and more expensive. But so you mentioned like a fact, but in women's heads it's something like rotating. He's talking about
He doesn't have enough money.
He doesn't have enough money.
He's thrifty. He's stingy.
Yes, and so what are we going to do in our relationship? We are going to sleep under the
He will
bed.
count every dollar.
He will count every
He will
dollar.
ask me to repay him. Or
I don't know. So
all the fears.
Something like if you go for the first date, and probably if you go for the first date with girls from your country, don't speak about is it expensive, is it cheap. So just forget these two words for
Yeah.
the first day.
Yeah.
Just wait until you build up some relationship, build up some trust, and then you can be more closer to each other and speak about money issues.
Well, the reason for this is because in the recent 30 years of our history, we've been facing lots of deprivation when it comes to money. We've been facing inflation, which was like 1,000%.
No, it's not in the 30 years. It's more than 30 years. Just in the times of Soviet Union, and remember, so the money disappeared. So on one day, it's just
lack
canceled.
of stability. You are
Yeah, lack of
dealing with a culture that has no notion of stability. We cannot, Ukrainian women cannot make a plan for 1 week ahead what you're going to eat.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We just now go to a supermarket or market. We buy things we need for the nearest couple of days, and whatever happens, happens. And now with the war going on, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I pray that, we survive.
You know what? Even before the war, before the COVID, I always said to men that we don't plan. We really don't plan.
Yeah.
So this, so like many of my clients, Ksenia, I'm going to Ukraine in 6 months. I would like to go if she has time on this day and this time.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We really don't know what will happen tomorrow.
My husband doesn't plan a trip within a month or so. He says, let's plan a week in advance.
Who knows?
We're going to pay more.
Yeah, who knows what might happen?
Yeah.
And it's really part of our mentality. We don't plan. We don't plan because
we can't rely on the future. We don't know what it brings.
We live today.
And when you are saying about your life plans 5 years from now, 10 years from now, she's thinking, how does he know?
Yeah, it's really difficult to imagine that the life in Western Europe it's really stable, so it's safe and not really anything happened, besides the last.
The good news is that we learn fast. And
yes, adapting. Yeah.
And women are adapting when they live you for a year or 2 or 3 years, when they get their citizenship, their backgrounds, their permanent residence card, they start learning the culture, which they do. You definitely need to send her to courses to learn the culture.
In Germany, you don't have to think about it. I know many women, they just go to school every day.
Yeah.
And it's very strict. They have been controlled about visiting the school. And what I see at the parties in Germany, that Ukrainian women, they learn the language so quick. It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's really a couple of months and they are able to talk to people. It's really crazy.
So when you are having the woman, so what to talk about? Not talk about sex, don't talk about much.
Okay, so
what to talk about?
Hobbies.
Yeah.
There are, of course, hobbies. Even you have to accept there will be quite a lot of things she will say, I used to do before I left Ukraine. So you have to just get used to it. Your hobbies are, of course, about plans for family life, not general plans, but plans. What can be the perfect partner and what she's expecting from her partner. But I think the most important thing, it's part really of this mentality living today and not in the future. Yeah. It's showing interesting what's happening today.
Yeah.
If she had a good day in their school, who are the other students in their language school? Help her to learn the language.
What is she reading now? What books is she reading now? What museums she had visited? Because now, all over Europe, in many countries, museums are free with Ukrainian passports.
Ukrainians, yes.
And they go there.
Yeah.
They subscribe for museum visits. They subscribe for opera, symphony visits, and they love it because this is our culture.
Yes.
And the women that have left Ukraine are those that are thinking out of the box. They are not just ordinary women who just didn't see the difference. They are women who wanted to survive, to help themselves, to see a better world, and to preserve themselves for a better future. So they are taking care of culture, and culture is a big turnkey thing. So cultural things, literature, poems, writing, painting, museums, and stuff like that.
I think it's really a very important thing you mentioned now, because the books.
Yeah.
In our culture, in our mentality, we used to read a lot.
Yeah.
So it's from the school. We got the list of the books we had to read every holidays. Amazing. A lot of books. So it means in the school people got to use to read a lot. And in Western Europe, many people, they don't read so much. And some men, they are really afraid of Russian Ukrainian women, something like being over-intellectual.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just knowledge from the books. And it's very important to understand that Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian women, they read. And read a lot. It doesn't mean they are like, something like, I don't know how to describe it, something like women who think only about the books, but it's part of the culture.
Cinema also matters.
Yeah.
Global culture.
But
just culture matters. And if you show interest in culture,
if you're
you're
ready
gonna hit it. It's because you're gonna get a respect, because she cares. It's not only food on the table. It's something more. These are emotional and intellectual values that we are used to in our culture, because this turns you from just everyday kind of human being that is worried about just eating to Homo
sapiens. Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
It's really
Homo thinking.
Homo thinking. Yes. It's really interesting thing. I always have to, or very often have to correct it in the profiles of men, because they write something like biking, sport, football. That's all. And I always ask, maybe something intellectual, something cultural, or I like reading. Okay, reading is already good.
It's a plus. Yeah.
It's a plus. So think about if you want to meet women from Eastern Europe. So it's because it's difficult to divide us really from the cultural point of view. So you have to mention that you like theater or maybe exhibition, or you're ready to try.
Try it. It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's fun. And to summarize all these things we were talking about, so now it's easy to date Ukrainian women because they are all abroad.
It's possible to meet Ukrainian women because many of them are abroad, or it's possible to invite them to Poland, for example.
So what we do, now I'm in New York. It took me 50 hours to get here. I came from Kiev by train to Uzhgorod, from Uzhgorod by transfer to Budapest. From Budapest, then I took a flight through Amsterdam to New York. So it's doable. If a girl has a US visa, it's doable. I have a list of ladies who have US visa. We exchange clients with Ksenia. We collaborate. So if you are Ksenia's client, you just ask her about women who got US visa or European, or who are in Europe.
It's the situation is, so I constantly record such videos about update what's going on the borders. The borders are open.
Yeah.
They are closed from Ukrainian
We
side.
don't want you in Ukraine because it's dangerous.
No, it's I had a couple of clients. I had a couple who even drove to Ukraine. To Ukraine, just imagine.
They turn, all my guys turned alive, all good.
Yes.
Nothing happened.
But
we don't want you to risk.
Yes, it's possible to, if the girl is in Ukraine right now, it's possible to invite her to Europe somewhere.
Yeah. The easiest thing is Kiev to Warsaw. There is a direct train. Mm-hmm. Easy to get. 18 hours and you're there. Sleeping train. It's easy.
Simple, yeah.
And 7 p.m. out of Kiev, 1 p.m. in Warsaw. From Kiev to Budapest, and then you just meet in the border, or Košice or whatever. Not Belarus, but Moldova, and
yes, and in worst case on the border with what's the name of Lvov? Lemberg.
Yeah.
Lemberg. So it's everything is possible. So if you if you found any girl you would like to meet, we will help you to organize your trip. So it's really possible. So it's possible to meet because many of them are abroad. It's possible to meet them because borders are open. It's possible to invite girls. Women are in mood. Most women are in mood.
They are lonely.
They are lonely. And they will be, so I'm sorry to say.
So we do first online introduction.
Yeah, like Skype dates.
You talk to each other, you like each other, then we move on.
Yes.
You don't like each other, no strings attached.
Yes. So first of all, you meet online. You don't have to invite her to find out that she's absolutely different from her photos. We organize first online date. You look at each other, then you can write to each other, and if it works out, you can invite her.
That's right. You just do video chats and you do some communication, some people, whatever you prefer.
Whatever you prefer, yes.
So phone calls, everything. And then if you really like each other, it usually takes my clients like within a month or so. They meet.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks, month.
But the sooner you meet, the better.
Absolutely, because what I discovered with many of my clients, they start writing, and just because you are still strange people to each other, strange person to each other, so it's you are running out of topics to speak about.
And you need the physical connection. Two things. Now it's actually backwards to do what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because initially people meet and they smell each other like each other. And then they like how clever you are and like how good we can get along. But we do it differently. First, we introduce each other. You can see an image. You guess you like a girl, but you start intellectual connection and emotional connection, and you talk and exchange subjects, and then you see, I might be attracted to this person, which is better because when you're doing it this way, then that's the core of relationship. That's actually why people stay together, because they are not only physically attracted, but they have emotional and intellectual bonding. So it's all in the hearts and in the brains.
Yes.
So if you have emotional intellectual connection, you have far more chances, if you are still communicating for 1 month, you have far more chances to get attracted to each other, because attraction is actually, yes, it's a biased thing.
Yeah.
But it grows, and when people are intellectual, it grows because they understand the value. You don't look for the perfect partner, but you look for the perfectly acceptable partner.
Yes.
Good enough.
And very important thing. We both, I work more with men and Natalia work more with women, but when we have the tools to help you to sort out wrong women in your life and find the right one. So we both are dating coaches with certificate, we both are matchmakers with certificate, New York.
25 years both.
Yeah, 25 years.
Business experience.
25 years of experience, so we have the tools to help you to find the right woman in your life. Don't waste your time.
And money.
And because time is money.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
And
time, don't waste your time. Just come to us. We will help you. We have our experience. We have our tools. We have a network. Even if we don't have this special woman in our database,
we know who can help.
We know we have amazing network of other matchmakers to help you.
And we understand how we can help a man. How we can prepare him to be ready for a relationship.
And we prepare her. And we prepare her for a relationship.
And we prepare her for a relationship.
And
we say no to clients. I say no to women. You say no
Absolutely.
to men. I say no to men.
Absolutely.
When I see that they just want to rescue somebody,
no.
Like, how many times you want to rescue her a day?
It was so.
That's not going to work.
It was so hard a year ago. It was with rescue. It's the nights with their thoughts. It doesn't work like this because despite the very complicated political situation, so humans stay humans, and the same rules. Okay, something is changing, but we are sitting here, we're cooperating, and we are really ready and happy to help you.
War does not kill love.
Yes.
And love is stronger than
Absolutely.
bombs.
And to look at us, we are, from, fighting countries, but we are still friends, we are still colleagues. It's always as possible. It's really always as possible.
That's the name of my brand. Everything is possible.
Everything is possible, so yes, everything is possible. So absolutely, if you want it.
Yeah.
And we will be
Not
great.
only you want it, but you make conscious, smart steps to make it happen.
Yes.
Using professionals.
Using us. Using us.
To get you
use us.
there, using our professional help to get you to where you want to be in the most effective way.
And if you don't know where to go, we will show you the way,
Yeah.
Because some people, they really don't understand not only how to start a relationship, but what is the goal of relationship. As I said, we have the tools, we will help you and guide you on every step of your search. Okay.
And our matches and couples and happily married people are the proof.
Yes.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.